There is a kind of morning that comes after everything you built is gone. You sit very still, because moving makes it real. Marcus Aurelius wrote that what stands in your way becomes the way. But at 4 in the morning, with nothing left in your hands, that sounds like a cruel joke. On a Tuesday, Ray lost 3 things. His job by noon, his savings by the afternoon, swallowed by a debt that was never really his marriage by the time the streetlights came on. He was 42. He walked until his legs stopped, then pushed open the door of a diner that stayed open all night and sat down at the counter. The coffee in front of him had gone cold an hour ago. To anyone passing, he was just a tired man nursing a late cup. No one could see that somewhere in the dark, he had decided he was done starting over. Behind the counter, an old man was cleaning. Slow, unhurried, wiping the same stretch of formica over and over, though it was already clean. He was easily 70. He worked his way down the counter and stopped across from Ray. He looked at Ray the way you look at weather. "Long night," he said. Not a question. Ray said nothing. The old man wiped a few more slow circles, then set the cloth down. "You don't rebuild a life," he said. "You build a different one. One morning at a time." Then he slid the cloth across the counter toward Ray. "Before the sun comes up, do one thing that's yours to do. Just one." Ray didn't touch it. "I had a life," he said. "A good one. I don't want a different one. I want that one back." The old man nodded, as if he'd expected exactly those words, and picked the cloth back up. Ray pulled his dead phone out of his pocket, out of habit. He thought about the calls he'd make when it charged, the people he'd convince, the deal he'd undo, the apology that would fix his marriage. He built the whole rescue in his head, and by the time the screen would have lit up, he already knew. The job was filled. The money was spent. The door, when he pictured it, was closed. The cloth kept moving across the counter, circle by circle, and the soft drag of it would not leave him alone. "You think I was born behind this counter," the old man said, not looking up. Ray turned. "I had a company, 40 people, a house with too many rooms." He wiped without hurry. "I lost all of it in a single year. Worse than you, slower. Nobody took it. I gave it away." He said nothing for a moment. The cloth stayed still on the formica. Then he gathered himself and went on. "I came into a place like this because it was the only room that didn't ask anything of me. And one night I picked up a rag because the counter was dirty and I was sitting at it. I never got the company back," the old man said. "I never wanted to, in the end." The first light began to gray the windows. Ray looked at the cloth, lying on the counter between them. He picked it up. He wiped one short stretch of counter, clumsy, leaving streaks, missing the corners. It changed nothing. It fixed nothing. But for the length of that one small stretch, his mind was completely quiet. Ray came back the next night, and the one after that. Not to wait for his old life, to do one thing before the sun came up. The wiping became a small job. Mopping and prep before the town woke. The kind of work nobody notices until it stops. The job became a shift he ran. The shift became a counter of his own. He never got the old life back. He stopped wanting it. Months later, he was behind his own counter at first light when a man walked in who had clearly been sitting somewhere too long. Ray filled a mug, set it down in front of him without being asked, and looked at him the way you look at weather. "Long night," he said. Not a question. You can't always get the old life back. That's not the failure. The failure is sitting still, waiting for a door that's already closed, while every morning quietly asks you for one thing. If this story found you at the right time, send it to someone sitting at their own counter tonight. And tell me in the comments, what time is it where you are right now? Whatever it is, there's a morning coming. See you in the next story. Outside the window, the sky was going pale over the empty street. Inside, the counter was wiped clean, 2 mugs steaming on the formica. The same diner, the same hour. Someone else's turn now.